Hi, I'm Dan. Oh, I say Dan. I'm Danny Shomondi. So today we want to talk about a few things. Have you heard about personal assistance or executive assistance? Yeah. So in short, I'm talking about virtual assistants. So today we want to talk about virtual assistants. What is virtual assistants? What do they do? What do the VAs do in short? What is VAs in general? Yeah, that is what we want to talk about today. So let's start with the virtual assistant. What is virtual assistant to you? What do you think virtual assistant is? So virtual assistant is just a professional who offer any service, and this service can be offered to a team, it can be offered to an organization, or it can be offered to businesses, or this service it can be offered to startups, or even a single person like you or me. Yeah, that is the thing that virtual assistants do. They just offer services, and these services are being offered in terms of support. They're just support. They doesn't mean doing things entirely to that person, but just offering a support. Maybe the person might be busy doing other things, things of priority to the person, and there are some other minor things that must be done, and that person doesn't have that time, so the VS will come in, and that's where they help. Yeah, that is the definition of virtual assistant. If you didn't know that, let's dive deep about VAs. Why do these virtual assistants matter? Already we've covered some a few things in the definition. If you are keen about my definition, let's talk about this before we dive deep into this. This is not a tutorial. It's not uh, it's just a knowledge or a concept that we have to gain for anybody who is trying to gain the VS concept, who is trying to dive into the VS role, VS ecosystem. So this is just a general knowledge. It equips you to what is there. You know, you come to know before you dive. What are you going to learn? What is this in general? Yeah, that's what we are talking about. Just keep there. Keep. Okay, you're there. You're still there. Now we've talked about the VA itself. We've defined the VA. What is a VA? Now we want to know what makes a good VA. What do you think makes you as the person who is learning about the virtual assistant? What can make you to be a good virtual assistant? Personally, I can say you must have a good communication. If you are a virtual assistant, you will be offering support to someone. You must have a good communication. You must be well in communication, because between you and the client you must communicate. And if you don't know how to communicate well, in a simple terms that the client can understand, eh, there will be bad communication and everything won't go as planned, even to you or even to the client himself or herself. So you must be a good communicator. You must communicate well. Another thing that personally I can say makes you a good virtual assistant, you must keep things into detail. When sometimes you might be handling a research, a client has given you a task to do some research, you must dig deep into detail. So you must have that skill of listening or digging deep about things into detail. So you must have that skill. First was communication. Another thing, learning things into detail. Another thing that can keep you to be a good VA, personally, if you are saying grit, yeah, grit. You must have grit, and like I say, grit, it can be complemented by perseverance. When you are handling clients, things falls apart sometimes. You will reach a point that you have a fixed deadlines, and the tax is very, it's very, very tax are so many. So you have to have grit. You should be having grit, and you should be having as well as perseverance as a compliment there. You must have that urge to cope. You should be coping regardless of the situation they're in. Yeah. Maybe another thing to add on, and this one is the last. The list is endless though, but this one might be the last for me. Is a growth mindset. If you don't have a growth mindset, that it will be difficult for you, because at some point you will be learning new things. If you don't have growth mindset, then it will be hard for you to cope with the new things, new challenges, new tools. Everything might emerge that is very new to you. So if you don't have that growth mindset, you're out. So have that. So another thing that we must learn about is this one in the VA role is yeah, we want to cover your personal strength, VA strength. So that one is a task for you as a viewer. This one is for me, my personal strengths. Already I have I believe I'm a good communicator. I can communicate well with a client or with any person. Yeah, that one is good with me. Another thing, I have empathy. Another thing is growth mindset. Also is great. I have all those things that I mentioned earlier. I can cope regardless of the hardship. I can also grow regarding new tools. Those new things that emerge, I can also cope with them. Yeah. So those are my strengths that I have right now. So if I look up, I look for the opposite of that, where I need to grow. You can list your things in the comment section as a viewer. I need to grow in the point of consistency. Many people like this. If you don't have this, then you might be out of a lot of things